Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 97 of Mr. Robin's Hood Podcast, the only podcast in all of the 5.5 million podcasts in America legally required to begin with the disclaimer, we do not condone the actions of my co-host. But we do absolutely document them. I'm your host, Robin Howeiler, or Mr. Robin to you, and we're coming to you digitally from Studio C, located across from hole number 2 of the Woodward Municipal Golf Course. I'm joined, as always, by my usually orange suit wearing
Orange
co-host
looks good on me.
with a fashionable electronic ankle bracelet, Mikkel Murray Robinson, also known throughout the podcast uni as Mikey on the mic.
I will say the only thing you're going to find on ODCR is that I got married. And maybe that's a crime in itself. I don't know.
We'll debate that. Okay. And after a typical Saturday night display of raucous behavior, Mikey is fresh out of county jail as she joins us here this afternoon.
Out of county jail. I do.
Yeah.
It's not jail. Anyway, it's detention experience. It's a detention experience. You know how many times I was in detention in school? Quite a lot, actually. Very immersive. 2 stars on Yelp. 1 star on Snacks, though.
Okay. Mikey's latest offense? Let's see here. It was for inciting public confusion, unauthorized philosophical demonstrations, and aggressive interpretive dancing in a Walgreens parking lot.
First of all, it was an expressive movement. And second, the people deserved answers. They deserved them.
To what?
Well, to the question, what if time is a flat circle but also a clearance aisle?
You were yelling at a display of discounted shampoo.
They were listening, Mr. Robin.
According to this report, you also attempted to liberate a shopping cart because you claimed it was trapped in a capitalist loop.
Well, it is, and that cart had dreams.
It had a wobbly wheel and a police escort. What
And put your readers on.
I'm going to have to edit that. It had a wobbly wheel and a police escort, is what I heard. Now, for the record, Mikey was also found with a handwritten manifesto titled The Existential Rights of Rotisserie Chicken.
Hey, they didn't choose that life.
No, but you chose to read it aloud in a lawn chair in the middle of the intersection of 9th Street and Oklahoma Avenue.
It was a folding chair. Let's not misrepresent the setup. And I intended to return it to Walgreens when I was done.
Of course.
I was just borrowing it.
Of course, accuracy matters in podcast journalism.
It does.
So naturally, we thought, what better way to kick off today's episode than by asking the question, at what point does a social experiment become a felony?
It's a gray area.
It's a very orange jumpsuit area.
Worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode isn't about Mikey.
Or my weird human behavior.
Yeah. That's for another podcast episode.
That's for like 3 podcasts. We can't cover that all in one, but.
Nor will we discuss how occasionally said weird human behavior ends with my co-host needing bail money.
Which, by the way, is a GoFundMe titled Free the Thinker.
It currently has 1 donation from a guy named Concerned Bystander number 3, who just wrote on his donation, "Please stop."
No, well, he gets it.
This won't end well.
At any rate, We're here to welcome Robert Ford, the mayor of Gage, Oklahoma, a full-time gigging musician, a former candidate for county clerk in Ellis County, Oklahoma. County commissioner, he put clerk. Mr. Robin is always trying to sabotage me. This time he screwed that up. So, county commissioner in Ellis County, Oklahoma, and a former slave to the rhythm of corporate life up in Colorado.
That's really where I connected with you. I thought, good Lord, I've been there. I was that on the East Coast. I hated every second. So I just want to briefly jump off here with the my personal story about how I became aware of you. And I
not when he met you, when he started like secretly stalking you.
And you've heard the story, I know, and Mikey's heard the story, but
everybody else, the 5.5 million people listening,
heard the story. So we moved out here from the East Coast in 2015, and I think I'd been here for I don't know, a few months, and all of a sudden, I see this thing pop up on Facebook. It was an ad for Cafe Bonhoff. Mm-hmm. And T.Z. Wright was playing. And was it Dave Engel?
David Engel, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And I Robert Ford. But for some reason in my dyslexic brain at times, I saw Robin Ford. And I absolutely flipped. I was like, oh my God. So I'm,
he's like, quite literally.
It was like, click this if you're interested and whatever. And I clicked that and I said, I'll be there, TZ, I'll be there. And then my wife came in and looked at that and she said, you idiot. It doesn't say Robin Ford. It says Robert Ford.
Yeah, Robin Ford in Winoka would be a pretty big experience.
Big deal.
That would be wild.
Yeah. For any of you who don't know who Robin Ford is, he is a jazz, blues, and rock guitarist, and the guy has been touring most of his life, I think, and still is. And I became aware of him, and I think it was 73 or 74. He went out on tour with George Harrison for George Harrison's North American tour. And, he's played behind, a lot of people. Miles Davis, for crying out loud. The list just goes on and on and on. So I was and I don't mean any offense, but I was so devastated when I figured out that wasn't going to be Robin Ford that I just said, I'm not going to Winoka. And then TZ, to his credit, because I'd made such a big deal out of it, he hunted down my dad after that particular gig. And he said, Robin said he was going to be there. And I kept looking out in the crowd, but I didn't see him anywhere. And so then Dad asked me about it because he had no idea any of this had happened. And I was like, oh, I said, well, here's what happened. And he just kind of rolled his eyes. And then you played behind that band that they assembled in essentially, I think it was 24 hours or something,
right,
to play with Dad at the conference center.
Yep, I believe he was inducted in the Western Swing Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
so that was celebrating. Yeah.
And I will tell you that Dad told me afterwards, because I don't think you two had played together before.
I think he and I and Stanley Schroeder had done a few things up in Freedom, just some small
stuff.
Things,
But he told me, and this meant a lot coming from him, by the way. He told me, because I've only heard him say it about two other drummers. One was Charlie Watts of the Stones.
Wow.
And the other was the guy who has played behind George Thorogood all these years. And he said, it's drummers like that drive that beat straight up the band's ass. And he said, they don't miss, and it just keeps coming. and he really appreciated having you along that night.
Well, first of all, thank you all for inviting, having me over here. I appreciate that a whole lot. But yeah, your dad was also a figurehead in the area, obviously.
Yeah.
KSIW radio station. My mom actually worked out there when they very first moved to Oklahoma in the 1950s.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
She was a secretary.
Oh, nice.
And knew him. And I remember when I was in first grade, I think, in Gage, we did a field trip and came over to the radio station, and your dad was in there doing commercials.
Yep.
And had, couldn't really hear what he was saying, but he was making a lot of motions.
Yeah. That's funny.
In the sound booth.
Yeah, that's how you get all that energy to come over through the mic. It's funny to tie together. I went to school in Alva and got a degree in mass communications with the emphasis in going into radio. And I moved over here and worked at the stations that KSIW was. Basically, it had grown and they had moved, but it was the same, company, so to speak. Just so I'd actually heard about Robin's dad and the different people that worked at KSIW before, so kind of full circle funness there. But anyway,
but that evening that we honored him in the Western Hall of Fame, that was really interesting because, like you said, we had like 24 hours notice, but gosh, he assembled some good musicians. I didn't really know any of them except for Stanley. I knew Stanley very well. Played with him a lot over the years. There was a steel guitar player from Turkey, Texas, I think. And had a fiddle player. I don't know where he was from. I don't remember.
Was that Frankie McWhorter?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
he may have. He was probably died.
Probably
died
so.
before that.
Probably so. He was a much younger guy. I can't remember his name. But anyway, the whole band was really good.
Yeah.
And they just kind of said, here's the songs we're going to do. Here we go. All right.
Here we go.
Some of them I knew and some of them I didn't. But, we just kept playing.
Yeah.
But,
and Pat Devine recorded that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, and he was handing out the CDs for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've got one.
Did
you?
I
get one. Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that was a great night. Robert,
what year was that?
20. We'd been here for a little bit, so it was probably 2017, 2018, maybe. And it was put on by Laverne Phillips.
Okay. I feel like I kind of remember that. See, because I graduated from Alva in 2011, but I had actually moved over here like before my last semester, and I started working at Classic Communications Inc., which still had KSIW, in 2012. And I think I was still there on air until about 2017. So I feel like that rings a bell. But for some reason, I wasn't there. Shame I wasn't. Wish I would have been.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it was an absolutely great evening.
Mm-hmm.
And he played. Let's see, when he was touring with what was that guy's name? In fact, I think that guy was there that night. Did some of the singing or some of the announcing or something. Oh gosh, darn it, I can't remember his name. And Dad had toured with him for several years prior. But I think you guys kind of went through their entire set list. There was some Clint Black on there and others. And
interesting.
I can't remember that guy's name. Isn't that funny?
It'll come to you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Not a Chuck Carrico.
No.
Probably after that.
I can't remember. And that guy that I'm trying to think of, he's passed away now also. So they're all falling into the dirt.
Yep.
Such is life, right?
Sure is. Yes.
It's crazy.
Robert, I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about your life, and I'm going to share another little anecdotal note that I've learned about you.
Okay.
From
I can't remember their name either.
No, I can't. I'm so bad with names.
What are we going to do with you? You need to tell them to me prior
Moyer.
because okay.
This is
Oh,
Moyer.
Chris Ann.
Chris Ann,
Okay.
who told me that you and she went to the junior prom together.
We did. It was my senior prom, I believe, but she was a junior. She was a grade behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she talked about you growing up in Gage and how there at one point, one of the anecdotes that she told me was that at some point you had a rider mower that you attached a wagon to,
Mm.
and you were giving kids rides and pointing out all the sites in Gage.
Yeah, well, we grew up by the railroad tracks. It was basically in our backyard. It still is. I'm still in the same house I more or less grew up in.
That's cool.
So I made a wagon train, more than one wagon, and we'd go around the yard. And
That's so fun.
I never thought about trying to charge the kids. But
Yeah. Yeah. Think about that now. Dang it.
a nickel or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Ann, we didn't formally have speech class in Gage High School, but Chris Ann's mother was really interested in speech and debate.
Yeah.
And she had us do a routine. Chris Ann and I did a humorous duet.
Mm-hmm.
It was I can't even remember what the play was, but it's just one scene out of a play. And we took that thing all the way to state.
Oh,
We got third.
That's
We got third
amazing.
in the state.
That's amazing.
And had no training other than
Yeah.
Chris Ann's mom
Yeah.
doing this stuff. For
Well,
us.
sometimes you just need that one person.
But we had a there was a part it was a Neil Simon play. That's right. And there was one part in there where I can't believe her mom actually picked this. We had to kiss each other.
Wow.
And so.
Yeah. So you had to do that.
Like, hell,
You're
come to the senior prom with me.
Yeah, right. We've been doing this.
That was about as far as that deal went.
Sure.
She went on and got married to another great man, Kenny Moyer, and I got married to a high school sweetheart, Rita Chapman. So
Yeah.
but that was pretty neat. We won third in the state.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, I was in in Kansas where I grew up. I'm actually a born Okie, raised in Kansas. Is what's wrong with me. But anyway, they called it forensics.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't drama club, it was forensics.
Yeah.
And they had debate up until like we did it my freshman year, and then they quit doing debate, which I was killing it in debate. I was killing it, and then they just killed it anyway. But we carried on with the forensics, and me and a guy, he was a quiet kid, which I don't know, I brought something out in him, but we started doing the IDA, which is the improvised duet acting, where you picked like who you were in a scene and you just winged it. And him and I were going to state until at state choir I got caught smoking cigarettes in the motel, because at this point I was a fiend, starting at 14.
Or you writing manifestos already.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I I'm like almost 18, or I just turned 18, and I was like, I need a cigarette. And so, anyway, and I felt really bad that him and I couldn't go. So we never knew what we could have done, because I was a rebel without a cause.
Well,
I didn't have an orange jumpsuit, though.
Well, just a quick story about my life. I was born right here in Woodward, 1962, November 2nd.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Woodward Hospital here.
Yeah.
Not sure why Mom chose Woodward over Shattuck. Maybe they weren't doing deliveries in Shattuck at the time.
Yeah.
It was Dr. Brawley.
Yep.
Oh, no joke.
Actually, I have the answer about Shattuck.
Okay.
I was born in Shattuck, and my grandmother used to she had a really weird sense of humor, and she would tell anybody that would stop to listen long enough, she would introduce me as her grandson, and then tell them that the Shattuck hospital was burned down shortly after I was born. So there may not have been a Shattuck hospital at the time.
May not have been. But strangely enough, I've got one other sibling, an older brother. He's much older. And the night I was born, he was doing his senior play.
Oh, wow.
And he's a great guy. He's still going strong. And
Nice.
he's a retired colonel in the Marine Corps. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Uh-huh.
But then after that, how would I say, I got into music. We had a family that moved to Gage probably when I was in second or third grade. So that would have been late 60s. And their last name was Selby. And it was a husband and wife, and they were both teachers at the school. And they had 5 kids. Had 3 boys and 2 girls. One of the boys was in my class. His name was Monty Selby. And they quickly went up through the ranks. He started out as a coach and a teacher there. And I think the very next year he was the high school principal.
Oh, wow.
A couple of years after that, he was the superintendent.
Yeah.
But his wife was the music teacher. And she was phenomenal. I mean, she could play piano, read music, or just play it by ear, whatever. And she was our music teacher. Really drove us hard on music. Had us go to all these contests around, and we did really well. The tri-state. I was on the honor course over there for 4 years, which is kind of strange. Usually you don't get in there when you're a freshman, but she pushed us hard enough. Me and another guy made it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Was there for 4 years. And their oldest son, his name was Mark Selby. And he was, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years older than me. And he could play the drums really good. And he could learn how to play the guitar too. And I kind of learned how to play the drums from him.
Yeah.
And then the guy that was the principal, because Mr. Selby moved up to the superintendent, Gary Gerber, he kind of helped me with actually learning how to play the drums too. So it was Mark and Gary. Mark, just so you'll know, he went on to become a real famous songwriter, moved to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
And wrote the Dixie Chicks' first hit
Oh,
song.
how cool is that?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I love.
Wrote for Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Yeah, that's so cool.
He unfortunately he passed away maybe 5 or 6 years ago from cancer.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he was a really good musician.
Yeah. And
Monty, the guy that was in my class, the whole family moved to Lawrence, Kansas before we graduated.
Yeah.
I think he got a good
opportunity. Yeah.
And that's pretty much where they finished their career.
Yeah.
Monty went on to move to New England. I think he's in Maine now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He still plays, does a lot of school assemblies.
Oh, neat.
Things like that, so. He came down and visited Gage. It's been probably 20 years and he hooked up with me.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Matt, the other brother. I'll never seen, don't know what he's doing. But anyway, that's how I kind of got really involved in music. She had us doing a 4-piece band when we were 12 years old. We were traveling around, playing for churches and the fellowship halls.
That's cool.
5'2", Eyes of Blue, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Playing the drums and Mrs. Selby was playing the piano, and Monty was playing the guitar. Earl Hull was playing the guitar. And Jimmy Scott playing the bass.
Nice.
And it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got me real interested in that. So everywhere I've ever moved, been to Colorado Springs and back a few times, and back out there and back a few times. Everywhere I've ever gone, people have found out, oh, you're a drummer, huh? And you can sing too. And so I'm always in a band.
You always get roped into a band, yeah.
But I really enjoyed it though.
It's
about all I'm doing now. I think I'm finally retired.
Yes. Yeah. And get to just play music for all day. I love that.
That's really great.
When I was in Colorado Springs, the first time, I think I worked in more or less a giant cabinet shop, like Millworks. That was not too notable. We moved back here. I think came to Woodward that time for a little while, and then back to Colorado Springs. And I got a job, at a place called Photo Stencil Incorporated. And we made metal mask stencils that you used to print solder on circuit boards. So this was back when computers were still kind of just getting going.
Yeah.
And I went up pretty quick in the ranks there and became what they call the expediter, which is the guy that takes the orders in, prices them out to the customer, make sure that they ship out on the day that they're supposed to ship out.
Right.
And that was quite an experience.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I tried to look them up, and I think they're out of business now.
Yeah.
There was a thing that, because you could do these stencils, make them with lasers, leave jagged edges on the walls of the little cutouts, and the solder would stick in there. So it was a problem. We used chemicals that etched it. Yeah. Metal from both sides. But that was quite an experience. And
How long did you do that for?
Gosh, I was there for probably 8 years,
Mhm.
Yeah.
7 or 8 years.
Mhm.
And before it was done, the president of the company took me in his office, said, what do you think is the biggest problem here? And I said, we make a lot of mistakes. We got a lot of stencils that get rejected.
Yeah.
About 8% of them were getting rejected.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that.
That was the right answer.
We want you to be the quality control manager. We've never had a quality control manager.
Yeah.
So I went to the library and checked out a lot of books and learned on my own.
Yeah.
Figured out quality control. And when I started there, we were having approximately 8% rejection rate. Out of 100
Yeah.
were bad.
Yeah.
And when I got done with that deal, it was half of 1%. So 200 stencils.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because you're still going to have problems no matter what. That's just reality. But yeah, minimizing it to that amount, that's huge.
I think the main thing was just using flow charts and documenting everybody's job.
Yep.
Which when you're doing that, people don't like it. They don't like you.
No.
What are you trying to do here? Make it so you can hire somebody else and get rid of me and pay you cheaper? No. You got to convince people that you're to make things better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share the information with you.
Yeah. Yep. Dealing with people is always the hardest. Take note, everyone listening to this. As a person who manages people. I have to give him a hard time. He dishes it out to me too. Well, that's really cool. You said something about him in the corporate world.
Well, that
up
was
there. Is that it? Okay, that would have been it. Okay. Well, that's what I was about to say. I was like, was that your corporate time? Yeah.
Last time I moved to Colorado, I just went through a divorce. And this would have been late 1999. And I moved to Ridgeway, Colorado, way over on the other side of the state, through Colorado Springs on the western slope. The town, a little town near Telluride.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're I hear that's a really cool place.
I thought it was, yeah.
I mean, I've heard other people talk about Uray and Telluride and everything. So it needs to be.
Lots of Kleenex in there.
There was a fellow that came.
I think he brought some.
From Denver. He lived in Denver, but when we were kids, he'd come down and visit. He had grandparents engaged. He'd visit in the summer and just get into all kinds of trouble. And I won't name him. He's alive.
He might come after us.
Yeah, he got us in all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was living in Ridgeway and had a tile setting business.
Oh, okay.
And had called one of my other friends from Gage to come out, and he didn't really like it that much out there. So after a couple of months, he came back and said, hey, if you want to go out and set some tile and learn how to do it, now's your chance. And so I did. And that's what I did out there I did that for like 13 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, that I did tile setting for just myself, and I do it for friends. And that is it. There's a certain amount of, that's kind of meditative when you do that. Because you gotta, you put them up there. You don't have anything in mind except making sure the tiles are all lined up perfectly.
And flat.
And flat, yeah.
And I actually enjoyed doing that.
Wow.
But
that surprises me about you.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
You don't know me.
Oh.
I can attest to doing it for 13 years in a row. It's pretty rough on your knees.
Yeah. I can imagine that. Yeah.
And pretty rough.
Yeah. So I know you're also the president of the Gage Lions Club, which, by the way, is the coolest Lions Club I've ever sat in on. Huh?
It's Rotary.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry.
It's Rotary.
Rotary. Okay. Oh, boy. I screwed that up.
That's right. Your dad was in Lions Club. We've been talking about him. He's mixing people up here. It's cool. That's why I'm here, so I keep him on the right track.
And I subscribe to the Ellis County News. I think it's called the Star now.
The Ellis County Star.
And I really enjoy reading your column in that.
Yeah.
About your meetings at Rotary. And who the guest was and what you guys ate for lunch. It's just kind of fun reading that.
I haven't been doing that for a while. and I need to get back to it. A lot of people say they miss it.
Yeah,
The only reason I haven't done that is because I've always written it on Microsoft Word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For some reason, a couple of months ago, Microsoft Word decides that they want to charge me $60 a year
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to use Microsoft Word.
Right.
Really, really. I just haven't paid the $60. The guys at the Rotary Club said we'll pay it for you. Just start writing those again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get you. Everybody's trying to go to subscription based, so that's what.
Well, it's a way of ensuring they get money in.
It's just troubling though after you use that same program for 15 years and all of a sudden you open it up one day and nope, can't use it today. Sorry.
Nope, not today. Not today. Send money. Well, I'm glad that it's just because you don't have the software. It's not. I'm like, to me, it's like the time. I don't have the time sometimes to do it, but I'm heavy on the software. So.
For me, my dad was a member as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they started in 1947 over there, maybe 46 at the Gage Rotary Club. Gage Rotary Club actually sponsored the Woodward Rotary Club. We were before Woodward.
Oh, wow.
Woodward sponsored Gage.
And then you guys sponsored Woodward. Yeah. Well, I came and spoke at one, and it was a really great experience. I had a good time, and the food was great. The food was really good. It's kind of the best food I've had at a Rotary that I've had in a minute. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed my time with you guys. So
yeah, I think you spoke about the Cherokee Outlet.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. And what is the story about that building that Rotary meets?
Yeah.
Well, we're one of the few Rotary clubs probably in the entire world that have our own building.
Yeah.
Everybody else needs
a restaurant or something. Yeah.
Or a convention center
or somewhere else. Yeah.
Foods cater. But I don't know exactly the times and details and all that, but it was an old barracks, and I think it was in one of the Air Force bases in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And they started selling off those buildings, and they bought one. Had to move.
Oh,
okay.
It was at Woodward Airfield.
It might have been.
Huh.
That's cool.
Oh, we don't.
But yeah, that's the story behind that. But like I said, I don't know the exact years. I don't remember. I've been told. Sure. Yeah, I think Rotary's a big part. My brother has been in it for a long time, and so when I moved back from Ridgeway in 2013, he invited me down to the meetings, and I went down there for maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
And finally said, you ought to just join this thing. I guess I ought to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been here for a year anyway, and the very next year, they said, "Who's going to be the president next time?" And somebody wrote down a name on a pad of paper and passed it around to everybody but me. They didn't let me look at it.
Because your name was on there.
Yeah. Right.
They didn't want you to turn it down.
Right. They just kind of voted me in right there, and I've been it ever since.
Yeah. So how many years has that been then?
Let's see, that would have been 7 years now.
Wow. That is
And how many years have you been mayor of Gage?
About 6 years.
Okay.
So not long after the president thing came along.
Mm-hmm.
How wild does that job get?
Not too wild.
Yeah.
Occasionally it does.
Yeah, has its moments.
Disagree about something. Usually it's got something to do with the swimming pool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
That's cool. Well, that's good.
And your family, Dad mentioned this to me once. We were talking about you. And he mentioned to me that your family, or your father, maybe it was the entire family, owned a milling business.
Yeah.
Was that in Shattuck or Gage?
It was in Gage.
It was in Gage.
Yeah. It was R.A. Ford and Sons. That my dad's name is Rodney Alexander Ford Sr. My big brother's Junior.
Okay.
And Dad came to Gage and started it in 1953. Before that, he'd been involved in a lot of other things, but the last thing he was involved with, he was at the Canadian Texas Co-op elevator.
Oh, okay.
Manager there.
Yeah.
And heard about this opportunity to lease some land over here that had a couple of old wooden grain elevators on it already.
Oh, wow.
and decided to come over and start a feed mill. And that was in 1953. And he passed away in 1980, just basically after I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Just the following summer, he passed away.
Oh, bummer.
And but my brother and my mom and I, me off and on, I went to Colorado Springs back a few times. We kept it going, until I think it was about 2003. So about 50 years.
Yeah.
It may have been later than that they quit running it and sold it and just shut down, basically.
Yeah.
But we had steel roller mills over there. We could grind wheat and milo. We could grind corn. We had to buy that somewhere else already ground.
Yeah.
Without anything else, oats and stuff, we could grind it and mix it. And mix it with cottonseed meal or soybean meal and molasses and whatever we custom. But when it's custom.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool.
We delivered bulk a lot to dairies. These still were dairies a lot.
Yeah, they're
much gone.
Yeah, no, and where I'm from, I grew up in Protection, Kansas. And there was my friend's grandparents. They still had a dairy, but let's see, it probably around 04, 03 or 04 is about the time they quit doing dairy cows. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They told me at one point where they're chasing chickens around the yard as kids, riding four-wheelers and everything. And we're sitting at the dinner table, and had my favorite thing was the cream. How she'd put cream in the tea for us, or if we wanted coffee or whatever. And I asked him, I said, well, do you guys ever take a vacation? She's like, honey, we haven't left this for 40 years.
Wow.
I was like, you mean you've never gone anywhere overnight for 40 years? And she said, nope. And that blew my mind as a kid. I was like, wow. Yeah, I mean, you had to twice a day. I mean, you just had to, really for the cow's health, honestly. But it just blew my mind. So, I mean, I knew there was still some of that because, that's really not that far away from here, just an hour. That's nothing around these parts. Hour drive ain't nothing, huh?
Yes. Yeah. But that was interesting work down there.
Yeah.
My mom passed away in 2013. She lived to be 90. So
oh wow, yeah, she did.
Pretty healthy.
Yeah.
She born in 1922, and more or less grew up near a town called Farwell, Texas, out in the Panhandle.
Okay.
West of Amarillo.
Yeah. Okay.
But just on this side of the New Mexico border. And her name was Tiny Annette Dykus, Dycus.
Oh wow.
I believe she had 6 siblings that were actually had the same mom and dad. And I think there were 6 others that were step siblings.
Yeah.
Died fairly young.
Yeah.
And her dad immediately remarried.
Right.
Having more kids. Kids to work on the farm.
No, I know. I've got some similar stories in my family, but not to work on the farm. They were Mormons, and that's just what they did.
She attended West Texas State University over in Canyon,
Texas.
And learned how to become a secretary. So that's what she did at the feed mill.
Yeah, she was the bookkeeper. That's an important job for a business. I don't think people realize, that's huge. That's a whole job in itself. Got to take care of that part.
But maybe the last year of her life, she just said, I want to go to Santa Fe, New Mexico again. So could you take me, Robert? I said, yeah, sure. I'll take you. So we got hired a lady nurse that could help, give her baths.
Yeah. And stuff. Yeah.
Real good with that kind of stuff. And we went to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and then we came back and stopped by her high school in Farwell, Texas.
Yeah.
Graduated. And they had this thing there that they give an award every year to just kind of the best all-around student. And she won it the year she graduated. It's called the Loving Cup. And it's named after a man that used to own a huge ranch there, and Loving, his last name was Loving.
Yeah.
It's a great big silver cup.
Yeah.
And it has everybody's name on it and what year. And we went to the high school.
Oh, yeah. Let us in.
They let us in. So we told them what we were doing. And they went and opened up the trophy case and got the loving cup out, let her hold it.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Oh, what a great memory.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Hmm.
How big was Farewell?
Farwell.
Or Farwell?
Oh gosh, not that. They probably like maybe a little smaller than Shattuck.
Okay,
Bigger
yeah.
than Gage.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not
makes
real
sense.
huge, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's neat.
yeah.
So your mom was born in Texas, but where was your dad born?
He was born in Sherman, Texas.
So both of your parents were born in
Born
Texas.
in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Sherman's down kind of towards Dallas.
yeah, I was like, I feel like I've heard that.
He was born in 1915, so I was kind of a latecomer.
Yeah.
To the picture, obviously, but my
Your,
was 17.
yeah, your brother was 17.
You could say I'm mad. Maybe it was an accident, a good accident.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. We give my little brother a hard time. He's 6 years younger than me. So I've got an older brother. Him and I are almost 2 years apart, pretty close. He's born February of 87 and I'm March of 89. But my little brother comes along and he definitely was an accident. And we used to tease him about it a little bit. We're like, "Whoa, you weren't even planned. You were an accident." Da, da, da. I don't know that either of me or my older brother were even planned either, but I always say now, though, it's like he's my favorite accident ever because I don't know what life would be like without him, Like he was meant to be here.
Well, speaking of late parents, I've got a 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, and my gal just turned her birthday's today.
Oh,
I better not say how old she is, but she's quite a bit younger than me. And so we've got a 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Just love it. Just love it. A lot of people, when we go out around, they'll go, "Oh, sure have a cute little granddaughter."
Yeah, you're like, no, that's actually my daughter, but thanks for asking. And nothing wrong with that. Honestly, my dad's dad was 21 when his brother was born. And there's 5 of those kids, and my Uncle Steve's the last one. My Uncle Steve's only 2 years older than my dad. So my dad's like, yeah, he's my uncle, but he was more like my brother. I mean, we grew up together. So that happens in families all the time.
Yeah.
It really does. It's more common than I think people realize.
My 10-year-old daughter, she's an aunt. She's got three nieces and nephews, maybe 4.
They're older than her.
Older than her, yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
You're like, my aunt's younger than me. Like, wait, what happened here?
So I guess she's going to school then in Fargo.
She is, yeah.
And I'm kind of interested, how did you feel when
They consolidated?
Yeah, it became, when they consolidated and closed Gage School.
Yeah, I was pretty sad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of could see that was going to be kind of the beginning of the end.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's how it goes.
Yeah.
School and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it happened.
Yeah.
Businesses left, and really the only thing left over there now is the Gage Quick Stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
it.
Yeah, as far as business.
In Oklahoma, that's how municipalities make their money, is taxing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Business.
It is.
Yeah, other than selling water.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I come from a place small like that too.
Grants.
Hey, that's great. That's great.
Good.
Well, and I feel like where I'm from, it was an hour to like the nearest Walmart. You know what I mean? And whenever I moved to, because we used to come to Woodward, it was like Dodge City, Kansas, Woodward, Alva, Pratt. It was, yeah, it was all about an hour. And when I moved here, I thought, how awesome would it have been to just been 15 miles away from, somewhere that had a little bit, it's not huge, but had a little bit of, amenities, so to speak. So it's, I feel like people, I mean, I just knew somebody who just bought a house in Shattuck that works here because the housing market's better. Like people are still finding their way back to small towns, and it's close enough to where you don't have to drive an hour to work or whatever. You can still, live. So hopefully that will keep on. People want to actually live there. Maybe they don't work there or don't have kids to go to school, but yeah, and they enjoy that, kind of being in that small town away from the hustle and bustle. So I know I would, even though I got my own little peace and quiet in the middle of town here. But that's a whole nother story.
It's a long shot, but boy, I'd sure like to see us be able to. It'd take millions and millions and millions of dollars, but for us to redo all of our infrastructure, sewer, repave all the streets, clean up all the old junky houses that are fallen and dilapidated, and maybe make it a retirement, a place where people
to retire to,
retire for cheap. Build a nice new house here for not much. But that's a pretty far-fetched idea.
But it's always nice to dream, right?
Yes.
You know, if only it didn't take that amount of money to do it. That's what it always comes down to.
And I'm told that there's possibilities for getting
grants and
done.
For infrastructure. There really is, and it may, you might have to get several here and there, and mark one thing off. We get one for get rid of the houses, and one for the roads, but it's doable for sure.
I think there's and I think Shattuck is actually doing this. People that have these little houses that don't even live in them, and they're falling in, they don't even live in Shattuck.
Yeah, they live somewhere else. They just own it. Yeah.
Property taxes, and so Shattuck's either having them just give them the property.
Oh yeah, real cheap. Yeah,
and then they're having to help county to tear it all down.
Nice.
And I've actually talked to the county commissioner that was the guy that beat me out of the job.
Yeah, dang it.
He's a nice young man.
Yeah.
He said that he would check in on that and said it was a real possibility.
Yeah.
So there's another way to do it, of cleaning that stuff up for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And the town owns the property.
Yeah.
To pay property tax.
Right.
We could sell it to somebody for maybe not much.
Yeah, to get them to move there. Yeah.
Or something there,
That's
another idea.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's interesting to hear. I've never been in, a city. I guess technically I am a city employee, but like in that kind of being in the city commission or whatever. So it's interesting to hear, the thoughts and the inner workings.
Board member,
yeah. Or however you say that. It's very interesting.
Very interesting.
So I'm kind of curious. I was telling Robert, I'm like, I know that so you didn't come back until 2013 this last time, right?
Right.
And you were gone for 13 years?
A little longer than but just
okay. Yeah. When did you connect with Dave Engel? Was that before? Was that after you came back?
I went to Northwestern Oklahoma State University up there in Alva in 1980, 81,
Okay.
82.
Okay.
I was a music major.
And
basically just took every music class that they had, and only the required stuff that was like English.
Right. The stuff they made you. Yeah.
Not interested, but and I met David there. He was also in the music, a lot of the music.
Okay.
And so we just kind of liked each other.
Yeah.
Hang out at his house and listen to records, and he come down to my house and listen to records. And
wow, so you guys met in college?
We met in college. Yeah.
Okay.
We played, well, we didn't really play that much together back then, but in a jazz band in the college band, and they had a couple of groups called what was it? Soundsations, I think was one of them. Just did popular stuff from the time, and so you both played in that. I played the drums, and he played the guitar and the bass, and so that's basically how we met. Just stayed in touch over the years.
Yeah.
Then in other bands, when I still lived here in Oklahoma in the 80s and 90s,
yeah,
we'd get together with other groups. He'd drive all the way from Alva to practice with us.
That's too funny. Yeah. Well, I moved to Alva when I graduated in 2007, and I moved to Alva and started attending college. And I was going to get a degree in mass communications. And I met Dave at some point, probably 2008-ish is like the first time
Is he delivering your mail?
I don't think so. Like the weirdest thing is I can't exactly remember how I really first met him. because I was working with a girl, because this is what I think where the connection kind of came, because before I was 21, I worked at Taco Mayo with a girl named Kedrian from Winoka. And she and Kara, which was Glare at the time, were friends. And Kara was dating Marcus Youngman, and Dave and Marcus were friends. And so I kind of met them. And then when I started working at Cowboys, they'd come in periodically. And so I kind of got to know them. And then, I knew Dave played music. And so we'd go to some of that stuff. And then at some point, I know that you kind of were in there somewhere in some of the music. And so I knew of you. I don't know that I officially met you at that time, but that was kind of my...
didn't mistake him for Robin.
Well, no, I definitely did not. He's always been Robert Ford to me. Well, and that's like in, Jeff McAlpin, he was my sociology teacher, one of my favorite teachers, and him and Dave played some together, and then Max Ridgway as well. So, but I just don't know for sure what years those all. Yeah, they do kind of run together, but I was always curious because I'm like, I guess I met Dave in college too, but he wasn't in college. He wasn't in college. He was just still living in Elva.
Post office for a while.
Okay.
Retired.
Okay.
Mailman.
Yeah, I maybe do remember that.
Some in, I think he worked some in Cherokee also.
Yes.
Postal service.
Yeah.
He still lived in Alva, but
yeah.
So he's done that for a long time.
Yeah.
So, right now you play. You're still regularly gigging, I guess. With is it Country Justice? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And Stan Schroeder, I know, was part of that before he passed away.
Yes. Yeah. Really loved playing with Stan. He's an incredible musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we just had a practice yesterday with the Country Justice, and we're going to be playing soon at that place that used to be the Hill. I think it's called
the Sovereign Toad. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
we should go to the Toad.
Toad.
But it's Robert Morris and Don Asbell plays guitar. Robert sings and plays rhythm guitar. Don plays lead guitar, and myself on the drums, and Mark. Why can't I take Mark's last name? Mark Range. He got the Range Brothers Roofing Company.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
right on.
And then with I've got a whole on drum set there,
Yeah.
And with David and Max, I just bring a little called the cajon, which in Spanish for box.
Yeah.
And that's I'm liking that better, more and more, because I don't have to haul those drums.
Yeah. That's a whole thing. I know.
Oh man,
yeah.
That's kind of the way it was when I moved back here, because Dad was still gigging at the time. And so he started using me as his roadie.
Oh,
there you go.
Those big freaking amps.
Your daughter's old enough to be a roadie, huh? Getting there.
And so I got a lot of that after coming back here.
Right. Did Ron have the PA systems and stuff too? I mean,
No, somebody else was moving that stuff. He had to get his keyboard, which that thing weighs a ton.
Yeah, I was like, that thing's pretty heavy.
And
it's a serious keyboard.
And then a really big PV amp. Fortunately, the amp had wheels on it, so all I had to do was get it down out of the back of the truck, and I could roll it the rest of the way.
Good.
But,
maybe that's what I need to do.
There you go.
There you go.
Throw some wheels on it. It's a good idea.
And do you find that in the gigs when you've done with the cajon, I mean, is that pretty well accepted, or do they?
It seemed to be really well accepted. Yeah.
Okay.
I even get comments from people in the audience who goes, "I can almost hear cymbals and a bass drum going in there." Okay, but I'm sure it's just all psychological.
Mm-hmm.
But it works out. Yeah, it works out real good, and
Okay.
seem to warm up to it real well.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you play over at Cafe Bonhoff. And I wasn't able to make the show at the Patriot Pub, but you guys came and played there.
Yeah.
And you with Dave and Max. And then I was at the Nescatunga Arts Festival one year. The only year it's really worked out for me to go over there. You guys played during that. And I remember chatting at you. I think that's where we kind of officially like, hey, we've seen each other. I know you, but yeah, officially met each other at that point. Yeah, which would have been just maybe 4 years ago or something.
We're doing that again this year.
Oh, good.
On the Nescatunga deal. In fact, that's going to be one of my real busy weekends. Friday night,
Mhm.
we're playing David and Max at the Cafe.
At the Cafe Babe. Yep.
Saturday, it's 11 a.m. to noon at the Nescatunga Fest.
Yep.
And then that night, I'm with Country Justice.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys got booked there. Yeah, it's gonna be a long day of playing music for your in 2 days. That's gonna be a
I'm
lot.
telling myself when I do that, I'm like, I'm never done that again, but I keep doing it.
Yeah, it just works out like that. But then, like the next weekend, you have nothing. So it's like, well, I'll just recoup then, right? Right. That's how I look at it. Just recoup then.
That's cool. By the way, I started a personal campaign some time ago to change the name of the Patriot Pub, or at least turn it into a nickname. So it's forever for me will be the Pat.
The Pat.
Pat.
And instead of the pub, it's the Pat. He had to go his own little way there, but yeah.
That makes good sense.
So try to get your bandmates to get that in their minds.
Call it the Pat.
Welcome everybody to the Pat.
That's one way to do it.
Very good.
Oh goodness. So one question I do have for you about music. What kind of music do you listen to? I mean, I know you play all sorts of, but like what is it the music that, like, if you're going to enjoy some music, what do you enjoy listening to?
Wow. You're right. I do like a lot of different things, and of course play a lot of different things, but probably my favorite band.
Oh, Grateful Dead. You're a Deadhead. I should have known that. Well, I saw on the very top the button has the yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
No, found out about those guys in college.
Yeah.
I'd heard of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Name a band, the Grateful Dead.
Right. And have bears running around. This makes no sense.
There was a guy that was in our dormitory over in Alba the first year. I was in the school there. He's on the same floor as me.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear this music coming down the hall. And, hey, that's kind of groovy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of makes you want to move.
Yeah.
I like it. And he was from New Jersey, I think.
Oh, wow.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so I just went and knocked on his door and said,
what do you listen to?
who's that?
Yeah.
Grateful Dead. What?
Right.
And then from there, I just, wow.
That's cool. Now we just Shazam it.
I probably saw those guys 20 times.
Oh, really?
In the 80s and 90s. Yeah. Traveled to God's Colorado, Red Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
3 nights in a row out
Mm-hmm.
there. 3 nights we camped. And
that's cool.
in New Orleans and Dallas and Houston. And
yeah.
Kansas City. And
he sounds like me and the Flaming Lips with his Grateful Dead. Oh, I didn't even tell you how many times I've seen the Flaming Lips. Oh, I bet that's cool. I was a part of, I don't know if you remember this, but when Oklahoma City, they do their Halloween parade for several years. I don't know how long. The Flaming Lips had done what they call the March of 1,000 Flaming Skeletons. And you could buy, it was like $35 to be a part of it. And with that, you got this black, basically skeleton outfit, but it was like one size fits all, but it really didn't, obviously. But you go to Oklahoma City, they had these tents set up where they had face paint, and you'd paint your face to look like a skeleton, and everybody's like camaraderie together, painting their faces as skeletons. You're right. No, you're fine. I know you said you're fighting this cough. Anyway, and then we'd put on the skeleton suit. And it was interesting because you could reuse it. So say you did it the year before, you only had to pay like 15 instead if you already had like and you could reuse it. So like mine said, like, because I did it in 2008, it said 2008 in the tag. But then people that were like taller or whatever were like cutting pieces of trash bags to take their skeleton suit on. It was kind of funny. But then they gave us basically tiki torches that they lit on fire, and it was like every so many, probably based on the fire marshal, people with fire extinguishers, and we all got in a line and we lit those up and we marched in that. And then Wayne Coyne come up at the end of it in his bubble, and it was such a cool experience.
I saw them tell you, right? They all got inside those bubbles.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then and during COVID they did the bubble concerts, and I'm like, I gotta experience that. But I used to go when they did their New Year's Eve show every year in Oklahoma City. I went for probably 5 years straight. So anyway, yeah, I've
you know about the obsessions with bands.
yes, I absolutely do. They're not the only one. But anyway.
You're obsessed with the Grateful Dead. She.
Yeah. You're like, thanks for noticing. That's all right. We have to be obsessed with something, right? At least it's a good band and not a shitty one. At least the musician likes a good band. We love that.
Robert, while I got the camera on you, would you take the hat off and show the inside of it again? I didn't get that before.
Can you see it?
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That is a really cool hat. Where'd you get that?
Oh, no.
I ordered it online. It's
nice.
A company called Boston Scully.
Boston Scully. I actually think I've heard of that. Yep. Sure enough.
They actually license it. It's
yeah.
They the Grateful Dead people to use their image or use their name and stuff and trademark stuff. But this came out maybe 10 years ago or 9, and I saw it online. Oh man, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That like $70. And then when Bob Weir passed away pretty recently, one of the last guys, Grateful Dead, there's still a couple of drummers left. Actually.
Yeah.
They reissued these.
Oh, nice. You're like, all right, I gotta have it. Yeah. I'm not passing up my opportunity.
Actually, I've got a motorcycle helmet. I quit riding quite a while ago, but I've got a motorcycle helmet at home that's got the logo, the flaming skull up on top, and then dancing skeletons all the way around.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I bought that on the East Coast, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. All right. Well, Robert, thanks so much for coming out and talking to us.
Yeah.
We've sure enjoyed it. It's been a fun conversation to have with you and get to know you a little better.
So, but you have other kids than just your 10-year-old, right? How many kids total? 4? Okay.
My oldest one is 43.
Okay.
And he's in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was like, I knew that you had older kids, but I was like, forgot to say that till now. So anyway, I was just curious about that. So, all right, cool.
The youngest is a girl, and she's 30.
Okay.
33 guys.
So you have 2 boys and 2 girls? Okay. Oh, split evenly. Perfect. What a great mixture. All right, Robert. Well, thanks so much. It was really nice to get to know you more, Yeah.
It's my pleasure to come.
Heck yeah. We're always down. We bring people back all the time, so it's a thing.
Okay. So we hope you peeps conveniently listening at home or in your car enjoyed that. If you have any questions for either Mikey or myself about today's episode or any other darn thing, you can email us at mr.robin@mrrobinshood.com or Mikey at mrrobinshood.com. Also, you can find us on Facebook at Mr. Robin's Hood Podcast. As always, you can also reach out to Mikey or me via Podophone at 580-827-1113. Maybe you just want to get something off your chest, or you're feeling some butt pain because of something we said during the podcast.
Or you're a deadhead too.
Give us a call. Unless, of course, you're an angry constituent of Robert Ford trying to block the building of a coyote rehabilitation facility on the outskirts of Gage. In which case, you'll want to contact Mikey directly, or maybe Robert. Okay.
You can leave a voicemail.
Yeah, you can leave a voicemail. Text us if you have a question, concern, complaint, compliment, suggestion, whatever. Just don't be a dick about it. In the meantime, tell all your friends to listen to this podcast as though their lives depend upon it. As always, you can stream or download episodes of Mr. Robin's Hood Podcast wherever you usually find that sort of nonsense. We're on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, the Podbean app, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Listen Notes, and Podchaser. You can also stream them directly from our Podbean website at mrrobinshoodpodcast.podbean.com for free. And that URL is will be at the bottom of the screen that you're looking at. So we'll close now by reminding everyone, as we always do, to
stay hungry, stay foolish, and most importantly, stay weird. Bye.